Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, good people.
Yes, good evening. Hello, everybody.
Views from the 22, live on the scene. True Man, False World reporting live. Of course, we got AFC, NFC West preview this evening. We got Mr. Get Tipsy himself, Jaquan himself. First lady in the background should be turning on her camera real soon. Jaquan, man, how you doing, man? How's it going?
I'm doing good. How you feeling?
Been a little under the weather, but we make it through. We make it through.
Yeah, you
That's
sound a
what we
whole lot
do.
better.
Yeah,
My camera.
call me King Hole Copy.
You know what, Germ?
So, with everything being said, I mean, we got a fun show tonight. We're gonna have some fun. Um, but we're really gonna talk. We're gonna really dive into these West divisions. We already got the questions out there for everybody. That we're gonna be talking about today. Um, so let's start. Let's just start by just with some open banter. You know, we're obviously gonna be talking about the champs. Um, are you looking forward to this offseason more than any other, considering the history that we could potentially make if the Chiefs can go in three-peat?
Being on the AFC side, I hope not, but um, there's a strong possibility.
Okay. Do you think so obviously, you're a Steelers fan and everything else like that. Do you feel with the addition of Russ, do you feel that you guys could be a team that could possibly dethrone them?
Absolutely.
I'm about to say, I'm about to say
Absolutely.
Whoa. She just came on camera. Absolutely. Okay, well, listen. So, I mean, we see who's gonna be talking about Sherbert or Herbert, whatever his name is. With everything being said, we're gonna start with the NFC. So, Jaquan,
all
take
right.
us away. Start with the
So,
first team.
so the first team we're gonna talk about was you said NFC, right? So we're gonna talk about the 49ers.
We can, yep,
Um,
whatever order y'all want to go in. Let's do it.
yeah. So they added in the offseason Malik Collins, who's defensive tackle, linebacker, Devondre Campbell, quarterback, Josh Dobbs, added Russia Leonard Floyd, um, cornerback, Ronaldo Green. They added the edge rusher, Gross Montos. I'm probably saying his name wrong. And wide receiver, Ricky Parcells. They lost Sam Donald, edge rusher, Clelin Ferrell, edge rusher Randy Gregory, Javon Kinlaw, wide receiver Ray McLeod, and edge rusher Chase Young. I didn't realize they lost that many people on defense.
That's because they had a whole gang of them that they had on to begin with. Um, so how we're gonna make this one really interesting is we're gonna start right in the middle. Tanya, you get the answer first.
Okay.
Ayuk, Brandon Ayuk. If you're gonna trade him, where are you sending him? And what do you want to get for him?
Ooh. Where would I send him? I'm gonna be honest. This is a bias statement. If this well, of course we didn't got no money, so the Steelers can't get it. We broke. But I would like to see him go to Carolina for that because he needs help.
So
Um,
Carolina is what you picking. Jaquan, who you think?
You know, you already know what I've been saying for weeks. I need him to come on home to Pittsburgh.
I agree with that. That I agree with. But if I had to pick somebody outside of us, it would definitely be Carolina.
I need him to come on home, son. You belong in the Steel City.
Okay, so now we got to bring it back to reality for a second because y'all
The
tripping.
shade, the shade.
Y'all
Don't stop
tripping.
the shade.
Listen, I know you. Listen, I know the Steelers like receivers and everything else like that, but $30 million for the Steelers on a receiver and on a receiver is probably not the best thing,
We don't do
considering
that
that's not
anyway,
what
so
y'all
I'm
made it.
no, we do. We
But
don't do that anyway.
yeah, but if we're gonna talk about Brandon Ayuk and him going somewhere, number one thing is I'm not sending him anywhere in the NFC. I'm sending him to the American Conference. And the next thing is I'm trying to go to a team that I can get the most value for him. So if we're looking at the AFC landscape, a team like Buffalo would make a lot of sense
Yeah, wouldn't want that. I'm gonna be honest with you, but yeah, they would.
because Buffalo is going to pick in the back end of the first round. They will be willing to give up that pick, but most importantly, Buffalo is the type of team that probably would give him the money, and that would be the ideal fit for a guy like Josh Allen. Um, if I have to give one more realistic answer, I mean, it's kind of one of them situations where you say it's a high profile situation, but if you really want to get interesting, trade him within the same state and trade him to the Chargers.
Hmm.
Same market, same everything else. I mean, 9 out of 10 times you got the quarterback that you're gonna have for the next 5 to 10 years. Why not put him with a guy that he's gonna have for the next 5 years as well? That at least gives the camaraderie because some of your first round picks haven't panned out yet.
A lot of them.
That draft capital for the Chargers has not panned out in a lot of ways right now for them. So that's that. So with that being said, the state of the quarterback for this particular organization, we have a one Brock Purdy. The question that was asked to me by a few of my colleagues here is, do I feel that Brock is the answer? I'm going to be honest. I don't think Brock is whether I don't think is the question is the right question is Brock the answer? I think the question is do the 49ers have the right pieces around him for him to be successful, for him to continue to be able to do certain things? If you know that this guy struggles with certain things and you know that your defense is probably one of your best offenses in certain situations and scenarios, then I think you need to continue to build on those things. The biggest imperfections of his game is when you put pressure on him, he's going to miss some open guys. But what quarterbacks in the NFL have not had that problem?
Yeah, to add on what you well to add on what you said, I don't think it's mainly the pieces because you have the all-star team of offense. Like you got the tight end, you got the wide receivers, you got the running back, you got the left tackle. You maybe need a little help on the right side. I mean the left side, but you got what you have. So I mainly it's the secondary that needs the help that they need to do because the defense have let them down in the last two Super Bowls. Like you supposed to go out there and hold the lead, and then you let it happen. And he's trying to come back into a game. You can't win like that. So I think they mainly just need defense, like
Yes,
especially
because you
cornerbacks and safeties, or they just need to stay healthy in the secondary.
you lost the last two Super Bowls the exact same way. So at some point, what's the problem? It's got I don't know. I think it's the same. I mean, I agree. I think it's the secondary, but I'm not 100% sold on Brock Purdy either.
So, okay. In Brock Purdy's 2 years of starting, he got to both a conference championship game in which he messed up his throwing arm, and then he got to the Super Bowl. So that's him starting in 2 years. Also, we have another scenario where the quarterback of the last Super Bowl team that went to the Super Bowl had gotten to a pretty deep playoff run and also had gotten to a Super Bowl as well. So it's not necessarily saying that the team isn't close. What I'm saying is if you get Aaron Rodgers, you have to invest $20 more million into Aaron Rodgers. $20 more million is your middle linebacker. Brock Purdy gives you the ability for you to have Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. I mean, you talk about one of the 5 highest paid defensive ends, one of the 2 highest paid linebackers, the highest paid left tackle, the highest paid running back, one of the top 15 in receiver as far as money. You have top guys getting paid in a lot of places. That's a lot of money that you're allocating and you're putting onto your cap. So to say that, I just think altogether what we learn from that is we kind of have learned that the 49ers have a luxury of having a lot of great things together, and they just have to deliver and finish. But part of it is going to be on if Brock is going to deliver and finish more than anything else. Is there anything else that anybody would like to add?
To the 49ers? No.
All right. So to the next team. Oh, wait. They are obviously a contender. We agree with that. They're obviously the gatekeeper of the NFC right now. The only other team that will be with them with that concept will be the Eagles.
I think that may get a little interesting this year, though.
It could be. I think it will as well. But I think they are the number 1 threat to get to the Super Bowl in the NFC this year. Considering a lot of teams have shown that in January they can't beat them.
They can't finish
Next team.
That's why they can't beat it. That's the sad part.
Next team.
All right, on to the Rams. They added running back Blake Corum, safety Cameron Curl, defensive tackle Brandon Fisk, quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, offensive lineman Jonah Jackson, tight end Kobe Parkinson, edge Jared Verse, cornerback Tre'Davious White, and cornerback Darius Williams. They lost Aaron Donald, safety Jordan Fuller, offensive lineman Coleman Shelton, and quarterback Carson Wentz.
So, did we really lose anything there besides Aaron Donald?
I mean, yes, besides Aaron Donald, no, not really.
I was looking for something to write down. I didn't see it.
They didn't lose no one significant.
Right. So now what our next thing is for this particular organization is where do we go from here, Tanya?
You know what? I feel like, and I said this earlier, I honestly feel like the Rams could possibly beat the 49ers for the NFC West. I said it a week or so ago. I said it when Jaquan posted it in the group as to who was going to win each division, and I'm saying it today. I just feel like the Rams give them a hard time anyway. So what the Rams really need to do is focus on, I don't want to put it, I don't know, because I don't know what they're going to do with Blake Corum. And I don't know, who's the other running back?
Kyren Williams.
Yeah, Kyren Williams.
Oh, he didn't give me no touchdown when I needed him to. Anyway, I like him though. I like Kyren Williams. I don't know about Blake Corum. But we shall see. I like the Rams in this division.
I agree with Tanya. I think the Rams are going to give the 49ers a run for their money. I think they definitely going to compete with the 49ers for the division. Be crazy. Now, the only thing that I think we have to figure out is how will they pass rush do now without Aaron Donald. That's the only thing that would be the question. But I think they can try to figure that out. But that would be the only thing that I'll be like, can you find a pass rush? Can you find a way to stop the run without Aaron Donald? So we'll see.
State of the quarterback is really simple. Is Matthew Stafford the guy that we need him to be to try to get us to make another deep playoff run? I think he has the tools. I think the difference is he's getting a little old. I have them as a tie kind of for second for the division. I don't really. I feel like Aaron Donald was a big part of a lot of things for them. But we're gonna see how the organization, turns over after a franchise player like that. Definitely a playoff contender. But I will say I don't think that they go further than the second round.
Okay.
Next team.
Next team will be the Seattle Seahawks. They added linebacker Jerome Baker, linebacker Tyrell Dawson, center Nick Harris, offensive lineman Christian Haynes, quarterback Sam Howell, safety Rayshawn Jenkins, defensive tackle Byron Murphy II, and offensive lineman Laken Thomason. They lost safety Jamal Adams, linebacker Jordan Brooks, center Evan Brown, linebacker Devin Bush, tight end Will Disley, offensive lineman Damian Lewis, quarterback Drew Lock, tight end Kobe Parkinson, and linebacker Bobby Wagner.
Oh my God.
Okay.
They're not gonna miss Devin Bush. That was shade. I'm sorry. I had to get that out of there. That was so much shade.
So the question for them is, Pete obviously still there. He's shown that he can build a team or a defense through different means and those type of things. The real question is Geno the answer?
That's the biggest question.
I think Geno is the answer. I think he's the answer. Now that I've seen that they added a couple offensive linemen, that was my main concern for the Seahawks. Was they going to do anything about the offensive line? I definitely still think Geno's the answer. He's had good seasons since he's been there. They just can't finish games. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, they I think Geno's the answer. I mean, they're going to turn to Sam Howell. No one thinks that they can do that, right?
No.
So, like, I guess Geno going to be the answer.
What do you think, Tony?
I don't know if he's the answer or not. I think this year, since they've done some things with the offensive line, it'll be a good time to see. But if that don't pan out, then they definitely need to start looking at either getting. I don't know who they're gonna get, but they definitely need to look at either probably drafting one, or I don't know who they're gonna draft either because this season, or trade for somebody. Because I don't know if he's not the answer. If they still mediocre after they've done these upgrades or whatever to the offensive line, then whose fault is it?
Okay.
Oh, they also got a new head coach. I forgot to add that.
That leads us to the state of the quarterback. And I think rightfully so, I don't know if Geno's the answer. Not because of Geno, but because of the division that you play in. This is a division that is helter-skelter. You have a lot of different things that go right, wrong, and different. You got stretches where you don't play with your best players because of injury and different things like that. You still have DK, Tyler, and Jigba as your three main targets, with Kenneth Walker, the Night Stalker, as your running back.
Call that man Nate Walker. I don't know who Nate Walker is, but
yeah, I mean, Kenneth Walker, the Night Stalker.
There you go.
With everything being said, I really, really enjoy the pieces that they have on offense. It's just, is Geno cerebrally where they need him to be from a mental standpoint? When I say cerebrally, I mean, is he the guy that you need him to be? Fourth quarter, down 3, down 7, 6 minutes to go. You need a solid drive to put you in the game or put you on top. Is
I
Geno
don't know
Smith
about
that
that.
guy?
I don't know about that. I can't 100% say yes.
I don't think he's the answer, but I don't think he's necessarily the problem. I think that if the Seattle Seahawks want to be taken serious, they got to run the ball.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You don't run the ball, you're hurting your quarterback. But most importantly, you're hurting your defense.
They have a
The strength of your team is
another
your
good
defense.
running back too. I don't know I can't think of his name right now. Is it Rashad Penny?
No, he's not with them anymore. He's with the Eagles now.
Oh, Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. Chardonnay.
Yeah, Chardonnay.
I mean, well, whatever his real name is, his Chardonnay to us.
Yeah, we call him Chardonnay though. The wine.
Yeah.
So you have him, but you also they have Homer as well.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Homer.
Seattle has always had 3 or 4 running backs. It's
Well,
not something that they've never not had.
They can't.
The problem with Seattle is that when one running back goes down, the next one comes in. Then when the one running back comes back, the next one gets hurt. It's just a big rotation of hurt running backs. That's normally what the problem is with them. They got to run the ball, though, if we want to take them serious. I think, like I said, that's the team that I think them and the Rams will be tied around 9-8, 10-7 for the season, things like that. I wouldn't mind seeing them in the playoffs. Again, we're trying to see the legend of Geno here, if you want to be honest. Is Geno that guy? These are the ways that we're going to see.
I do. I love Geno. I really do.
Now, playoffs, maybe. Super Bowl, hell no. So now,
with that being said,
we go to Arizona.
Boy. Okay.
Hmm.
Arizona. They added offensive lineman Isaiah Adams, running back Trey Benson, wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr., defensive tackle Justin Jones, cornerback Max Milton, cornerback Sean Murphy Button, defensive tackle Bilal Nichols. I'll say his name wrong, I know. Quarterback Desmond Ritter, edge rusher Darius Robinson, offensive tackle Jonah Williams. They lost wide receiver Marquise Brown, offensive tackle DJ Humphreys, wide receiver Rondell Moore, and cornerback Antonio Hamilton.
What is you doing, dog?
I don't have no words. I don't have no analytic. I don't have no analytic. I don't have nothing analytic to say.
They only have one. They better just run the ball all season.
At this point, I don't have no words of encouragement. I don't have nothing. I got nothing.
Just run James Conner to the ground. He about to have a 2,000-yard season because I don't.
Well, here's the problem. The offensive line looks a little bit better. So maybe that helps, right? But James Conner, to me, is a rotational player at the running back position.
We know.
So I think when you look at that, we need to make sure that we're doing the things that we need to as an organization to support the franchise quarterback we think we have. So we draft a receiver, okay. Last year we drafted a tackle. We got some things here that we got to work with. However, I'm a little nervous because we are missing one key component that could really help with all of this, and that is an actual dynamic weapon or playmaker at the running back spot. That's the position there that you thought that they may want to try to attack. And I felt like they should have been a team early in the draft looking for a running back as well, but they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings us to the quarterback. Kyler is a very, very different quarterback. When I say very different, I mean like he's an elite athlete, but the problem with Kyler will always be he's 5'8". So running the ball needs to be a big, big, big emphasis for that offense.
Yep.
You need to be able to run that ball out of the pistol. You need to be able to run it out of the shotgun. This is why you need to have a running back that's dynamic next to him. And that will cover up some of his flaws, because a great running game is going to take you further in January sometimes than a great quarterback will, especially if you build the right horses up front. In the division you play in, the better those horses are up front, the better they're going to keep him from being hurt.
They better do
Kyler,
things.
or in the words of all of us here at the scenes, Calamari.
Poor Kyler.
Get it together. Just stay alive. That the name of the season for you is, try me 100 times. Wanted me to die, wanted me to cry, wanted me to die.
Definitely gonna be the season he need to stay alive.
Staying alive.
We're gonna, before we go on to the AFC, we're gonna pause for the comment. Trav, go to hell, Trav. Trav says, send Brandon to the Chargers. Big Shot says, are you gonna find out the hard way? He's gonna be sent to a bad team that can pay. He also said that the Rams are one of the teams that you don't want to play early in the playoffs. He also said, until Calamari stops needing a booster seat at the restaurant, I'm not messing with it. He still can't get on a roller coaster.
Y'all so petty. This don't make no sense, man. Like, you can't take them nowhere. You can't take these folks nowhere. Every time.
Y'all better leave Calamari alone, yo. That is crazy.
So now, before we go to this division, one more thing. And this is a question that I want to ask to you guys real quick before we go here.
Okay.
Who needs who more? Do the 49ers need Brandon Ayuk more, or do Ayuk need the 49ers more?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I want y'all in the comments to be engaged with this question. I'm going to tell y'all why after we get some answers.
I think the 49ers need Brandon Ayuk more, because if you take Ayuk out of that equation of them having Debo and CMC and George Kittle, your next receiver is I can't think of his name right now, but him. So that's a totally different. He ain't compared to Ayuk in no kind of way at all. So I don't even think they would sit the NFC Championship with Ayuk.
Well, they don't. That's the fair fact about that. Last year, they don't see it without Ayuk.
How about both? How about both? They both need them. They need each other, really. Especially with Ayuk. Not that just Ayuk is just one of their best route runners in the game. He's also one of the best blockers downfield as a wide receiver. Also,
yeah,
especially with McCaffrey running wild, you need all of that. I think they need each other, but man, that's wild though, because of Debo Samuels. He another running back to me as a more than a wide receiver. But you got Parcells, but you got the guy Parcells. Ain't that right? The guy Parcells, the Florida
I can't
Gators
think of his
had.
name either.
It's
Trev, don't put the shame.
Parcells. It's Parcells. They call it Parcells. But I
You
mean,
talking about Ricky? What like Ricky? The
yeah,
receiver.
yeah, Parcells.
Ricky.
Parcel. It's something like that. They
It's,
trying to get him. They trying to get
Ain't
him.
it like
Presley or something?
Parsal?
Yes,
Presley or something like that.
yes. They trying to get him to replace Ayuk.
I don't think he can. I don't
Because
think he can.
if Ayuk get on that train and go like you can send him San Diego and he'll be in some type of purgatory a little bit here, a little bit there. But if you send him to Washington, NFC team, you keep him in the NFC, that's where that'll be a problem. I think he need to be in the AFC though. I really think if you're gonna get rid of him, take to the AFC. But San Francisco need him just as much as he needs San Francisco. To answer your question.
This guy says Ayuk leads the 49ers more. He doesn't know if he's like that in a worse system.
Oh,
Who said that?
Big time.
oh.
So here's why I'm gonna say my answer. My answer is the 49ers need Ayuk more than he needs them. Why? A wide receiver that runs good routes is a wide receiver that runs good routes. That means they're going to be quarterback friendly. Mm-hmm. So when he plays in the offense that he plays in now, they don't give him as many targets as they can in quarterback friendly routes that they might give Debo. But part of that is because they like to keep Debo around the line of scrimmage because of his dynamic ability when he catches the ball after the catch.
Yep.
So that Kittle and you got two players in this offense that win with physicality. Mm-hmm. One of them is a wide receiver. The other one is the tight end. You rarely see them guys go down the field. Here's where the 49ers need Ayuk more. Ayuk can do everything them two dudes can do without being as physical because he's an elite route runner. But number two, he also can beat you down the field with his speed. That's the dimension of their team that they can't afford to lose, considering he is your burner and he is your manufacturer of a first down when you ever need one. Here's the issue, though. Here's the issue. The wide receiver market is currently at $30 million. I don't have $30 million to pay you to be my number one receiver when I got all this other talent. You remember this also. San Francisco also has the highest paid fullback in the game with Juszczyk.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the highest paid backfield in the National Football League. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about a wide receiver. You better take that money and put it back into the offensive line, and you better find you another receiver. Because again, what is Jeremy's formula for success? It sure doesn't make paying $30 million to a wide receiver if you don't have a quarterback on a rookie contract.
Got a question, John.
Yes.
Got a question. Does San Francisco have the three highest paid players by position? Is it three?
Highest paid left tackle.
There you
highest
go.
Paid left tackle. Highest paid middle linebacker. Highest paid running back.
That's four. Running back and fullback.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then we go a step further. Bosa is one of the top 5 edge rushers in the game paid.
But I'm talking about number ones though. I mean,
yeah. But even with that,
ones.
Yeah, but even with the number ones, right, Trav? Watch this. This number ones is what's crazy. Because a defensive end, a number one defensive end is at about 20-25 million.
Man, the market is high.
That's what I'm saying. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Right.
So now hey, good question to get in there in the middle. Now let's finish off these last
Our Big
45
Shot
minutes
said
strong.
that Big Trent is holding out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, look, Big
That's all
Trent is
today.
holding out, right? I didn't mention that earlier. Big Trent holding out, but McCaffrey just got paid a little extra bonus to be the highest paid running back again. So now Trent said, "Well, hey, you might as well go and hit me up too." And then guess what? Ayuka's watching this and saying, "Hey, so you butter his biscuit? You can't butter his. You about to butter his biscuit? You can't butter mine?"
Yeah, Tanya, what are you doing over there?
What the hell?
So with that being said, to the AFC West we go. Jaquan, take it away.
All right, for the AFC West, we're gonna start off with the Super Bowl champs, Kansas City Chiefs. They added wide receiver Marquise Brown, wide receiver Xavier Worthy, and quarterback Carson Wentz. They lost cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, linebacker Willie Gay, offensive tackle Donovan Smith, and guard Nick. I don't know how to say his last name though, but yeah, they lost it.
Ooh.
All right.
That sounds like judgment on me.
What needs to happen for a three-peat for the Kansas City Chiefs? Trav, I'm gonna start with you.
Secondary to jump. Secondary to jump. Sneed, Pro Bowler, right?
Pro Bowler, I think he might have been all pro last year.
The last 3 or 4 years he been going to the Super Bowl. Each year, about that 8th to 10th week, you'll see that Kansas City secondary get better, and better. And it starts with Sneed. With losing him, you got to get somebody. I'm talking about somebody that can improve, that can get better like that, because Kansas City stay doing it during the beginning of the year. They struggle on defense, and then all of a sudden they get better. And what's Sneed though, with him getting better, you gotta talk about Chris Jones. He got his money, right? He got his money. That's one of the main things that they did well. But the main thing I feel that Kansas City need is to improve in their secondary, right? Right. They need to find somebody right now.
No.
Well, the reason why they let him go is because they feel like Trent McDuffie is gonna be a guy who can replace him.
And
he's on
he
the
did
top.
some
He's
good
on the
spot
top
play.
end.
He did some good spot play, and I know what you're talking about. He did some good spot play, but
So that's the thing about it, though. We play in the NFL where you can never have too many good linemen, and you can never have too many good cornerbacks. You can never have too many pass rushers.
They need to be on the phone with either Xavier Howard or J.C. Jackson, or it's another.
We're gonna talk about that Xavier Howard thing, because Xavier Howard to me is still a top 10 player at the position in the league. You talk about a guy who just had some injuries. So I mean, you get players out there that they can add. Now, let's not get that twisted.
Them ain't just some injuries, though.
I mean, I understand that, but you're talking about. Remember this too, for cornerbacks, right? The ideal cornerback is between about 5'10", 5'11" to about 6'1" and a half, right? And you say, well, why can't they just be 6'2"? Because the longer the limbs, the more strain they put on certain limbs with certain positions, having to bend down. Champ Bailey was 6'1". He had a long career in the NFL. Deion Sanders was 5'11", long career in the NFL. Darrelle Revis was 5'11", long career in the NFL. Darrell Green, 5'11", 6 feet, long career in the NFL. Sherman, when did Sherman start to decline? After about 7 years in the league, because we're coming from where we're bending down, we got to move. We got to be able to maneuver and move around with some of these guys that are coming off these different formations, out of these stacks, out of these different. It's a lot to put on a person's body. Hey, MJ, I think I found a reason why Drew Holiday can guard and and other people can't. But anyway, um, from views to 94, that's how I go. But it's about the size. And I think when you got guys in that perfect size range and they get some of those injuries, Chris Harris was another one for Denver. Chris Harris Jr., Akeem Talib. These are guys that had injuries and were able to bounce back. Gilmore had some injuries. He was able to bounce back. They're in the perfect size range for them to be able to bounce back from the injuries. Now, with that being said, the state of the quarterback. Now, listen, I'm just gonna make this is an ode to Patrick
This will be
Mahomes.
quick. This will be quick and
It
easy.
sure is.
Go ahead.
Pat, you that dude like that.
Ooh.
You have shown the world that you are not only the coldest man in the galaxy, but everybody should probably call you Faja. You are the gatekeeper. You are the gatekeeper to the Lombardi Trophy. May the only person who beats you or defeats you attain that trophy. So help us God.
Amen.
Next team.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Next team, we're going to do the we'll do the Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh.
The Las Vegas Showgirls. Hey.
Stop. They added defensive tackle Christian Watkins, quarterback Gardner Minshew, and tight end Brock Bowers. They lost running back Josh Jacobs and quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo.
All right.
I don't think losing Garoppolo was a bad thing.
It's never a bad thing to lose.
Answer
Never a bad
this
thing.
question though for me.
Yes.
Why do I like that running back that was backing up Josh Jacobs?
Who was the running back backing up Josh Jacobs?
Number 35.
Oh
please, let me check. Because I don't know.
Oh my God, I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Last name White, I want to say.
Said Raiders equals Slaw.
So here's
Zamir White. That's who he's talking about.
Yeah. They're not so positionally, right? They're not bad, right? Positionally, they got some good players. Here's the problem. The problem is, what's our culture? Antonio Pierce.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So I'm gonna pass it off right after I say this. Antonio Pierce was part of a defense that was smart and relentless. So he has one of those players in Max Crosby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Smart, relentless. That means that now we have to say, what are the characteristics you need to have to be an Oakland Raider or a Las Vegas Raider? This is a culture building season, in my opinion. We want to build a team that represents our head coach. Our head coach is about intellect and about fighting to the very end. That's what Antonio Pierce did his entire career. And shouts out to him. So now that we got that, we've got the solid foundation there. Our running game. We have to start in the trenches. Can't stop, won't stop. I need pause, no Diddy. But with all the Diddy, when I say this, you can hate me now, but I can't stop. I need that type of energy when we run the football. In this division you play with two quarterbacks that can throw for 5,000 yards in a season. If you do not control the tempo, if you do not control the tempo, where will you be? Down 35-3. Please and thank you. I'm saying thank you ahead of time because we're going to do this. Because I believe Antonio Pierce is the right guy for this job.
Absolutely.
Let's focus on our trenches. Let's become relentless in the trenches. And let's become relentless in our pursuit for dominating at the point of attack.
Smart
Those two
players.
keys,
Smart players with motors.
bingo.
Smart players with motors. That's exactly
That's what
what they need.
That's Christian Wilkins.
Yep.
That's what he is. Smart player with a motor.
With a motor. And that's all that's I mean, Max is he's relentless. Now, do we know how to get down with the get down? Yes, it takes a smart person to get down the way he get down.
Yep.
But like you're saying, he needs smart players with motors. If he get that 110% out of each team, he's easily over 5. He's at 500. He's at 500 with that ball club. No matter a name or anything. Names don't even matter. If you can give me that motor with the smarts and the IQ, how to score and how to defend, there's no reason for Oakland to be under 500 this year.
Absolutely. Tanya, Jaquan, y'all got anything y'all want to add to that? Because I'm sorry, I just had to get that out.
The only problem that I'm still a little concerned about is the quarterback situation. You in a division with Patrick Mahomes, but they also have a defense that can obviously give Mahomes problems. We saw that last year. So I'm still a little concerned about the quarterback position, but I think that can get them at least 9 to 10 wins with the defense that they have. And if, like you said, if they run the ball, that can definitely get them to 9 to 10 wins. But I'm still a little like, you're going to depend on Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. So
Devontae Adams actually gave an endorsement for Aiden O'Connell. He said he feels like Aiden O'Connell is a guy that he's good. He said the problem is this offense requires you to be methodical, make decisions quickly, but it's all about getting the first down.
Moving chains.
He said this is a chain moving, methodical offense. Because the joke also was, would you take Tom Brady in this offense? And you know what he said? I'll take Tom Brady in this offense for sure, because I know he's going to execute at a high level. This is an execution offense. So everybody, relentless motor. Execution is about making sure that everybody does their job. That's Oakland's job this year, is to establish everybody's job and have everybody executing and operating and functioning in their job. State of the quarterback is really simple. Pick one and stick to one.
And don't turn the ball over.
Manage the game. Manage the game.
Turn the ball over. Run the ball. Play good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Next team. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. I didn't say we Kansas City is obvious because we already knew we didn't need to say nothing about them. That's the gate. I said the gatekeeper. That's enough for me to say. Oakland can compete for a playoff spot, but they're not. This is not their year.
My concern with I don't think they're competing for nothing. My concern with Oakland is the same thing Big Shot just said. He's like, I hope they give AP time. He needs at least 2 years minimum. I feel like I don't want them to jump around and cut his career. Yeah, like I don't want that to happen. Because they will,
Hopefully
you can't figure out what the team is gonna do until we see how the product looks on the field.
That part.
So if he comes out and he gives what he gave last year, what reason do you have to get rid of him?
I mean,
we've seen teams do it before, Jerm.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all like this.
Especially when you look like us.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Of the history of the Raiders, if you can give Art Shell time to develop a team in Oakland, LA, wherever they at, rest assured I think they're gonna give him more than 2 years. They got to give him more than 2 years.
He needs at least 3 to 5.
Of course, 4. At least four. just to be the organization to be like, we didn't do him wrong. Because as you've seen, most of these coaches, 1 to 2 year window, then they go to another team being coordinators and stuff like that. With this man up right here, he needs his 4 years. He need 4.
All right, Broncos.
All right, let's go Broncos.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh.
Broncos. The Broncos added safety Brandon Jones, quarterback Bo Nix, and quarterback Zach Wilson. They lost wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, linebacker Josie Jewell, quarterback Russell Wilson, center Lloyd Cushenberry, and safety Justin Simmons.
So who's the quarterback?
It's
the guy from what's my guy name? Bo Nix.
Olaf.
Bo
He
Nix
at least-
he already a vet. And he
You
just
hear me?
played 1
You hear
year.
me, Trav? He already 35. Put him in there.
Bo Nix stayed at Auburn for 5 years and did
Trav.
transfer.
Trav, they didn't want to hear me, Trav. Listen, I said the same thing. I know for sure that man been at Auburn 4 or 5 years and then with Oregon 2 or 3. I know he did.
He done played in 4 Iron Bowls. I know that for sure.
He did.
Him being 35 is crazy.
That boy is a good 30. He for sure. You look 30. Ain't that what Mark said? You look 30. He was in college for about 12 years.
All right, so I guess this is the easy one then. The state of the quarterback is, do we have a quarterback? Like, I don't understand. Listen, man.
Big
Figure out
Shot
your quarterback.
Big Shot said Bo Nix backed up Marcus Mariota and Cam Newton. And he did. He 100% did. He did. I know Bo Nix was there when we had AJ McCarron. I know he was.
He back up my guy Boogie, did he?
I know he did.
All right.
What's up, Boog?
Denver, just pick a quarterback this year so we can have something to talk about next year. And let's finish strong, y'all.
Last but not least, Los Angeles Chargers. Oh, I just deleted something. Oh my God. They added offensive lineman Joe Alt, wide receiver DJ Chark, running back Gus Edwards, running back J.K. Dobbins, and quarterback Christian Fulton. They lost wide receiver Mike Williams, wide receiver Keenan Allen, and center Corey Linsley.
So I asked my panel, are we gonna win or what? Because that's my question. Are we gonna win? Do we like what would Michael Jordan say on Space Jam? You want to win or what?
That's Jim Harbaugh, right? Yeah. John Baltimore, right? John Baltimore, Jim is here, right? Fix that medical staff. Clean it. Clean it.
Get rid of all of them.
I am dead. I am not playing.
Get rid of all of them. For real.
I am not playing about it because the simple fact that's been the hopes of that whole organization is their health.
Staff infection after staff infection.
How are you taking care of these players after their injuries? They're not coming back the same. They're getting hurt. Keenan Allen still got a collarbone coming out his shoulder pads to this day right now because they ain't treated that right. Yep. Health is the main issue. The guy back on that guy background, he's actually pretty good.
I'm getting there.
He's actually pretty good.
He is. He is.
Well,
they need their health. Is Khalil Mack still there? He's gone, right?
No, they still got Khalil Mack.
Still there? Yep. Bosa's still there, right?
Yep.
Is he gonna play?
My guy's still back there at FSU.
Yeah.
Right? They have the potential. That's been them for the longest.
They have a very nice roster.
They always had the potential. It's just their health been the main issue. Can Jim Harbaugh savage that team and get them to compete on a high level consistently? That's all it is. Their health is their issue. If they stay healthy, they got a shot.
I think they can compete. They just can't finish.
And the problem with a team like that is they play to the level of their competition, and that's something that no team should ever play like.
Because they'll be up like 21-7 and then lose 30-21. You'd be like,
look, because they highs are highs, but then they play low and they're not playing to the level of their competition. They'll play Kansas City well, but turn around and go to Jacksonville and go piss poor performance. So
they play Kansas City well every time. In the first quarter,
they play them well.
They even have a lead in them sometimes. They just can't keep it.
They was beating them people. They was beating them people 21-3 one time.
Yeah,
and the game ended up 21-28. And I just sat there and I just looked and said, "Wow."
What was that game?
Oh yeah,
was it a Thursday night?
Stop going for it on fourth down.
Yeah. They did the same thing. They did the same thing last year against the Ravens. They should have won that game.
The Ravens and the Raiders.
And the Raiders, exactly. The Raiders, they should have won both of those games for real.
Yes.
Like that's something I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Without further ado, Tanya, go ahead and talk to them. Go ahead and talk to them.
Let me get my notebook. Y'all ready? I can't even see myself.
This child got a composition, 3 subjects.
First of all, this is you lied. This is 5 subjects.
Oh wow!
I don't play.
Yeah, no.
The niggas around you ain't shit. No, but for real, y'all know I love Sherbert. Sherbert, let me talk to you. Come here, let's have a discussion. I don't think that I honestly feel like you ain't innocent. I was told that I had to hold you accountable, even though I don't think you did nothing wrong. So I have to hold you accountable. I was told by somebody that I had to say that. It was not my will. Okay.
Did you just blink? Did you just blink to show you were not okay? Oh no. Yo. Hey, yo.
The double blink.
Yo. Oh, I didn't think I could see my eyes. Hold
on. Yo, y'all are retarded. I hate y'all so much.
She need help.
Oh shit.
Big Shot said Tanya with the Meet the Grams opening like Kendrick.
Oh.
Listen. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, Sherbert. Now there are times, everybody has a bad game, can't say that. However, I personally do not feel I'm here to advocate on behalf of Sherbert. I personally do not feel that Sherbert is 100% the problem. I think maybe 5%. I'm thinking more like 2 or 3. But I'm just to hold him accountable because that's what I was told. I'm gonna say 5. Okay. 2020, he had 4,336 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions in 15 games.
Coming out party.
2021. There were 5,014 yards, 38 touchdowns, 15 interceptions in 17 games.
Yeah, 5,000 yards of it.
Good sophomore year.
I'm about to say something, but I'm gonna get back into. Go ahead and read your letter. Let me go back to my.
Some quarterbacks been around a little bit longer and they can't crack 4,000 yet.
They ain't. Go ahead.
So anyway, 2022. He had 4,739 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions in 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, last year, he only played 13 games because he was injured, but he still had 3,134 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions.
Mm. I like that boulder. That's nice. Look at that.
But you
So
know
I,
you know what though? Statistically, really don't tell this story.
it doesn't. However, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm using this because that goes to show he may not be the problem because I've watched. When I tell y'all, I went back to 2020 and I have watched every single game. I have watched every single game, and it's a lot of. Now, did he make some bad throws? Absolutely. Did he do some shit? You be like, why would you do that? He did, but there were also some games where the defense, like, I don't know if they forgot how to play or if they was just like, we're going to take a break because we only need to play 30 minutes. I don't know what that was about, but it was a lot of those games that he was not the problem because he had a good 300-400 yards and it was doing well. And they ended up losing shootout because of the defense. So I'm not going to say it's 100% defense. I'm not going to say it's 100% sure, but I'm just going to say it's a team. They're losing on a team effort. I feel like the Chargers are the Falcons of the AFC because they can't finish games either. But we're going to get to them next week. But I feel like they need to work on closing games because they will have a substantial lead and lose it. So their focus, I feel, needs to be on closing games. But it ain't you, Sherbert. Continue.
How we're going to end this show is like this. First of all, Herbert, I need you to fix your posture when you in the pocket. Why do I say that? Because when you ride in the high of you guys being in a very free-flowing game and you're letting the ball go on time, reading the field, paying attention to the things you need to pay attention to, you can tell by your body language when it's going good. But once you become frustrated and those shoulders drop a little bit, and now you start to hold the ball a little tighter, the real issue is Justin Herbert doesn't perform well in anxiety-based situations. The more pressure you put on him, the more it's likely for him to make a mistake, and the more it's likely for him to not play up to his potential. Simple as that. We need to get him a therapist, a thermometer, and some soup, and some noodles. Put a towel around him and a little thing, you tough, right? You tough, right? People get sacked every day, B. That's what happens. What we just need to do is we need to give him the proper tools to deal with these things on the field. Got to talk him down a little bit sometimes when he's getting up there. That's what John Harbaugh's, excuse me, it's John, right? Isn't
No,
John?
Jim. It's Jim.
Jim.
It's Jim.
I always get these two confused.
John is at Boston.
Jim's job will be directly reflected to how well Herbert calms down in pressurized situations from my eyeballs. Any final words for anybody else?
No, I don't have any final words.
So I think we're gonna do a quick turnaround.
AFC West, y'all just gonna keep letting Mahomes just take the division. That's all I gotta say.
Do you have a choice? Do you have a choice when he's lined up with the best tight end in the world right now? with those type of weapons that he gonna still use regardless?
Y'all gonna just keep letting it happen. Y'all just go ahead, Jeremy. What you was finna say? I'm apologize.
Well, I mean, that's a good question to ask. We're gonna get a chance to answer that. I want to do a fast turnaround because I think, y'all, that we need to go ahead and finish these divisions. So we might come back on Monday and bring y'all a show Monday night because we need to get the AFC. We need to get because the South got something to say. So we're gonna let the South have his little thing to say, and then we might come back on Friday, and we might give y'all the AFC North. The AFC North might be a little longer though. We got to because people got something to say.
It's not just longer because of the fanfare. It's longer because it is actually 4 competitive teams in the NFC North, AFC North.
So with that being said, we got Trav, we got Jaquan, we got First Lady, True Man, False World, reporting live from the scene. This has been another one. 22. We out, y'all.